And I did that for a few, I did this whole project in about a month and a little bit more. So that was like half of my project, and this is the second half. So V-Lead is also part of SCYM, and this is basically, they have a vision of developing human and social capital to build a research in India. So basically what they do is they have self-help groups. And these self-help groups are all over India. I only helped in Karnataka. So in these self-help groups, there are people who are below the poverty line, families below the poverty line, and they all have to live in the same areas because they all have like meetings very often. And there'll be at least one person who's literate, there's really only one person. And that person will write down the meeting minutes, write the amount of loans they take, and when they take the loans, and the important information. But the problem with this was that since there was only one literate person, every other person in the group would feel like, okay, I'm getting the money. So what? I can get money from my own savings. I don't understand why I have to come here to get the money and waste my time just coming to this meeting every time. And they didn't feel as confident. They felt like, oh, I'm lower than the literate person. The literate person is like the leader of the group. And they weren't confident in themselves. And just to note, most of the groups were filled with women, which did kind of make me happy. And I heard that that was because that whenever they had self-help groups with men, they fought over who to be the leader or like who was writing down the meeting minutes. So they kind of just like said, you guys are not going to do it. If your wives would like to come in and be in the self-help group, they can, but we're not going to have men. So yeah. And I went to so what did I do with the self-help groups? I went there and I went to a few different ones. And I went there and I talked to them about what the problem was. And they told me this was the problem. And then I told them, how about I teach you a few basic math skills? Like how about I teach you how to write down the numbers. That way you could, when the person counts the money, you could write it down. Or how about you count the money and then this person can write it down. That way all of you have a turn to write down the meeting minutes. That way you will be equal. Not only one person will be in charge. And they were like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. And they became more connected as a group. Because when I went there, they were like, why do I have to be here? I'm not going to be here. You're not the boss of me. They were not connected. They would always fight. And this not only brought confidence in the women, but also brought more of a unity to the group. And yeah, that's how it helped the help groups. And these are just a few of the places I went to. So I did go to one group filled with men, but that was only one group out of I don't know, 6 or 7 of the groups, self-help groups I went to. And then my last visit was to a ragi making group in Kanchanali, and this group made ragi powder. So this ragi powder is a very nutritious powder and flour to eat. So what did I do here? I talked to them as well. I tried to build confidence in them as well, because they were facing a lot of social norms. When I went there, I asked them, when you work here, what type of mindset do you come in with? And they said, we're coming in here because we want to help our son's education. We need food, we need all these necessities, and that's why we're here to earn the money to help our families. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then I said, how do you feel exactly? Do you feel like, yes, it's the right thing, or is anyone discouraging you? And they did say a lot of their neighbors were discouraging them, or because because they're working, things would go wrong at home. Their husband would say, hey, it's okay, we don't need the money, just come home, things are not going right. So they were, a lot of them, basically all of them, they were discouraged for coming and working here. And I thought that was not right. So I told them, I know that people tell you all these type of things, and there's always someone out there who tells you, who's always going to bring you down. There's never a place where people are going to be like, hey, good job. Maybe one or two, but never like all the time. So I told them, you know what you're doing is a good thing, because when you do this, you're going to earn money. And when you earn money, you can send your children to college, you can give your children education, and you can get better necessities, you can get better clothes, better food, and that definitely benefits you. But if you send your kids to college, not only will they become, will they earn better, but they can also take care of you when you're older, and they can help with your medical expenses. And then if they keep on going and they keep on helping their children by generation, eventually you will have like a successful generation, a successful family. And that's what I told them. And a lot of them were like, okay, yeah, we didn't really think of that. We didn't really think of this in a positive light. We just thought we just needed the money for the food, and that's what it is. They didn't think of the future, how this could help their family in the future. And then they were like, okay, yeah, thank you. And they also told me that they would tell a few of their friends and neighbors, because when I went there, apparently a lot of them just left because of the things people were telling them, like, okay, this is a problem, working here is not the right thing for you, you should just quit. And a lot of them quit. So now they told their friends, and a lot of their friends also did come back, so that is a good report. And this is a few of the other pictures. These two are from the ragi making place. Those are machines where they break seeds. And this are the two self-help groups. And this was actually at a self-help group. It was a computer, there were like 2 or 3 computers, and they were teaching girls computer science. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I was actually very happy because, and I told them to continue it because they were teaching teenage girls, and that way they could go on and achieve.
Who were teaching?
People would come from the city to teach. Okay. Yeah. And I also did a presentation there on my project. Thank you. If any of you have any questions, I can take them now. Yeah.
How did you communicate them? Were they able to understand your?
Yeah. Since I was from Karnataka, I knew how to speak Kannada, and they're actually pretty surprised. Oh my God, you're from America and you speak the native language. But yeah, communication was not a problem.
So the whole project was around 1 month?
Yeah. I split it up into 2 weeks.
So how many hours you spent totally in whole month?
I still have to calculate the hours exactly, but it's more than 90 hours.
Is this something related to what you study right now? Is a project that you have to do, or this is something out of the box you do?
It's out of the box. I mean, I was always passionate about helping women. Ever since I heard in history class and stuff, I was like, okay, I want to give women a chance. So I thought it would be good to do it at my Gold Award since they're just something passionate. So yeah.
So you went in summer?
Yeah, I went in the summer. I was gonna go for my summer vacation, so I thought might as well make it useful and do my Gold Award with it too.
So how did you approach this institute, which Vivekananda?
Well, my mom has a friend who works there, so that was kind of helpful, and I just talked to her, and she led me, she just took me in and she helped me.
What are your next steps?
I mean, right now I'm not really sure. Yeah, I wanna make it bigger, help more places in the world. I know people over at this institute. There's always college students coming from America to learn about natural medicine from medical schools. So I asked the institute if they could maybe take a week and look at what I did and explore it. That way they would get an idea, or if they wanted to help in any way, they could do that. If that's it, thank you. I would also like to give a special thank you to Bindu auntie for making the pasta and Sunita auntie for bringing fresh fruits. And I know the people from the library aren't here, but the library for giving me this room.
For everyone for the time.
And yeah, everyone for coming here.
Special for like a few men.
And the girls. And the girls.
So because like the topic is like women empowerment. So we take a group picture.
They didn't know, right? The men who came, they didn't know actually the topic.
Yeah, like